All right, YouTube, I'm back, guys. Let's talk about the Scottie Pippen Michael Jordan situation. I think it's a lot we can learn from this situation. Considering how these dudes were, once close as brothers. And I think a lot of times, we fall out due to our own egos and we like kind of overreact to certain things. Now, granted, a lot of us weren't really there, so some of us can't really speak to it in its full totality. But from what's out there, we can speak on that. So just to give it a little quick rundown, like I said, they were thick as thieves back in the '90s. Late '80s, early '90s, when and shit, even the mid '90s. When they were on the Bulls winning championships together. Um, I'm not sure what happened, but I do remember a time. I think maybe Skip Bayless was on First Take, or it was his first couple months on, couple years on Undisputed, and Scottie came out and said Michael isn't better than LeBron. LeBron's better than Michael. Now this is the before LeBron was the player we all knew, so it was more so like LeBron had like I think a ring or two. Um, he even went so far as to say, "Nah, I think he would kick Mike's ass." So it's just like, all right, look, people are entitled to their opinions, whatever. Now I understand, like especially certain teammates, even like friendships. If you come out and say that a certain person is better than your friend, like my best friend Ant. If I were to say like, yo, this personal trainer in New Jersey that just got started that really ain't put no stain in the game. This dude's way better than Ant. Like, I think, if him and Ant lined up the business, he would kick Ant's ass. That's like, come on, bro. Like, what are you doing, man? It's one thing to have an opinion, but it's another thing like what are we doing here, Scotty? Like, so it's just, like I said, kick his ass. All right, look, now if you say like, look, I think Mike's better, but I really like LeBron's game. If LeBron can put it all together, man, like I don't know if we've ever seen anything like that. That's different. And the kid's got to earn it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to let we got his career play out to see what happens with it. So it's just like, all right, whatever. Um, Scotty says something in his book, Unguarded. He threw a couple jabs at Mike. One of the things he did say was he felt like a lot of people take a lot of time to prop Mike up and give him all the credit in the world when him and his teammates were really, really either wouldn't get the credit or they would just get the crumbs and they would get the most blame in losses. Now, are there Jordan apologists out there that would give them more blame than they would give Jordan? Absolutely. Just like they do that with LeBron. LeBron can literally have the last couple turnovers and everything like that, and people will missing free throws and missing defensive assignments, and people will literally just be like, "Well, he had 40 points, he almost had a triple double." Like, well, if AD would have did this, if Kyrie would have did this, man, oh D Wade is hers. Is like, well, bro, like if the man is as great as he is, which I believe he is, then oh damn, can he not take any blame? And look, he gets a lot of blame, but it's just like, yo, that's what happens when you're the guy. Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Aaron Rodgers, John Elway, any great coach, any great player. If you were the best on your team, you get all the praise, more than most people on the team are gonna get. You get the majority of the pie, and when y'all lose, you're gonna get the blame. Steph Curry, KD, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's just how it goes. If you're the head of a firm, a law firm, you get all the praise when it goes good. Nobody's saying like, dang, but they got great assistants over there. Like their assistants, man, that's the reason why they do what they do. Duh. But yo, this person right here, this guy right here, cream of the crop. One of the best ever. Talented. One of the best talents we ever seen. And if they put it together, boom. When they win it, of course people are gonna flock to them. That's just the nature of life. It's been like that since the beginning of time, bro. Do anybody else talk about the merman that was with Achilles killing stuff? Or do they talk about how ill Achilles was with the spear? That's just been the way it's been like that since the beginning of time. Shaka Zulu. We don't know a lot of people that was rolling with Shaka Zulu, but he got the majority of the credit. He was the guy. He was the leader. And when things didn't go their way, which eventually happened, he got the most credit for why it didn't go that way, for why there was the demise. Leonidas. And the list goes on. When things go good, If you're the leader, if you're that guy, you get the majority of the credit. When they don't, you get the majority of the blame, and that's my issue with it. What he's saying now, the whole LeBron thing, like I said, is up for debate. Me personally, I think the debate's over. But Scottie, his opinion is just it's like his disdain for Mike in recent years has really clouded his judgment, because there was one time, I can't remember which game it was, in the Lakers loss, and he was just dogging LeBron. No, it was the Cavs. He was just dogging LeBron. It's like, oh, this is why he couldn't be the GOAT. Like, my GOAT is Kobe. And I'm just like, well, if he can't be the GOAT because of his performance, and you said he would kick the GOAT's ass, one bad performance knocks him out that, and then now you go to Kobe. So it's just like, yo, Scottie, where's the consistency in a lot of your arguments, brother? You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, where is the consistency in a lot of these arguments, my brother? Like, come on, man. Like, and like I said, I understand, a lot of his frustration with Michael. Like I said, being second fiddle to the greatest of all time, that's human nature. People are going to feel a certain type of way about that. It takes a special kind of person to sit back and really just like, look, this is the nature of how things go. And Scottie's not that special kind of person, unfortunately. I think a lot of this really started to kick off with Marcus Jordan dating Larsa Pippen. Now, look, he's a rich guy. He can have almost any woman he wants. Scottie's already dating somebody else. But, the guy that you're constantly talking crap about, talking mess about, his son starts dating your ex-wife, and she's going around doing everything under the sun with this rapper, this basketball player. She's messing with her son's teammate. And it's just like, that could put a lot of stress on a man. That could put a lot of stress on anybody, man. Like, but it's just like, come on, bro. Like, I don't want to get in the Larsa Pippen thing. I personally feel like it's so many other people out there that you can go for. Like, why even bring that on him? And look, you may not care about Scottie, but come on now, don't you care about your son and what people in that locker room are going to say? I played high school football and a tad bit of college. In that locker room could be ruthless sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you just make it hard for him. But here's the thing that really stuck in my craw that Scottie said prior to, I think it was last week, maybe like closer to the weekend. Scottie went on Twitter and said that before he got there, Michael was a horrible player. And when he got there, Michael was a horrible teammate. I just want to read some stats for y'all. Before Scottie got there, Michael Jordan was 23 years old. That season, I think it was the 87-88 season, he averaged 37.1 points per game, 5.2 rebounds per game, 4.6 assists per game, and 2.9 steals per game, and he won a scoring title. Now, if that makes him a horrible player, whatever, right? Because a lot of that didn't equate to the winning that he had once Scottie got there. But to say the horrible player when he's at 23, you tell me anybody that's going to the finals at that ripe young age. LeBron went at a pretty young age, being the guy on his team. But it's just like, the guy's 23. And I think he got bounced in the first round by the Celtics. So that's when Larry Bird said that, that's not Michael Jordan. That's Jesus disguised in Michael Jordan clothing, or Michael Jordan or whatever. But it's just like, hey, Scottie, what were you doing before that? Now, he was a hell of a wing defender, but he wasn't the Scottie Pippen prior to getting with Michael. He was a really good player, but they had to grow together. And even after he got with Michael, they still couldn't get over the hump. We watched The Last Dance. You seen Scottie complain about his back. There was times where Scottie didn't want to come back in the game because a play wasn't called for him. There were times where Scottie didn't want to talk to the media, or he did want to talk to the media because they gave Mike too much attention. And it's like, yo, Scottie, everybody on the team understood that. Steve Kerr, Horace Grant, and a couple other guys, like, everybody understood it's Mike. He's going to get the majority of the credit. He's going to get some of the majority of the blame, but we're going to get a lot of the blame because that's just how things work. And I'm just like, yo, what a horrible player. Now, a horrible teammate. Look, everybody's not going to be Magic and LeBron having handshakes with you, giving people kisses in the middle of the floor and whatnot, patting people on the back, having the time of their lives. Some winners, some athletes, I'm just gonna say winners because that goes in the business world too. Some winners are like cutthroat. Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Tom Brady, where Michael Jordan punched Steve Kerr in the face. Steve Kerr came back and punched him in the chest. But it's just like, yo, there's footage out there of Kobe Bryant yelling at his teammates. Y'all MFers can't guard me. Y'all MFers soft. Get these soft motherfuckers off this team. And they all looking like, yo, Kobe, like it's practice. I don't give a bleep. It's practice. Let's get it. That was their way of pushing you to see if you had it or not. And if you had it, you was going, you know what I'm saying? And in certain cases, you know, a la the Kwame Brown situation, you know, you put a young player in that situation and they can't, it messes with their psyche because you're like, I got this guy, and granted, he's not, and I think Gilbert Arenas said this too. He's like, granted, he's not what he used to be, and he's still going about a certain way of doing things in practice. Now, at his height, you know, look, that can break the best of him. Because sometimes, you know, especially if you come in a league and you idolize Mike, you're going to be like, dang, I didn't know it was going to be like this. Like, I heard he was a winner, but like this. And this is before social media, so you really had to just get that crash course the moment you met him. You know what I'm saying? So I don't understand why go about this the way he's going about it, and, you know, just saying some of the things he's saying. I really wish Scottie would just sit back, chill, enjoy the fruits of his labor, enjoy his son being in the NBA. I think he's got 2 daughters that's growing up, that's, you know, doing good in life. And, you know, it's just like, yo, man, let it go. And they saying a lot of this came from also the Last Dance documentary. And Scottie felt like, you know, it was just basically Mike propping himself up. And I'm just like, yo, Scottie, like, bro, do you realize what this man was? Yo, Scottie, when he retired those 2 years, you could have won a championship if you were as good as he was. If you wanted as much credit as he did, as you thought you deserved. Y'all didn't. Came back, y'all lost in the first round to Orlando, and the very next year, that was the beginning of the second three-peat. Scottie, there's footage of you not wanting to go back in the game. Granted, I don't agree with how Mike said that, I don't think his back was as hurt as he was trying to make it seem like. Look, to each his own. That's not for me to tell a man how hurt he was, but guy had the flu, or from what certain people are saying, might have been food poisoning. Went out there and got the job done. So you can't in one breath say that, dang, he was trying to make my back injury seem like this and that and the third, but hey, that dude could have died out there. Went out there, laid it all out on the court, and did what he had to do. You know, so it's just like, I understand not being portrayed the way you want to, but just because you see the game through a certain way doesn't mean that Mike saw your situation through his eyes the same way as you. So, I don't know. But what I think we can learn about this is, man, if you got an issue with your friend or your brother, try calling them. And, you know, if it doesn't go the way you want it to, just leave it alone, man. There's so much happening in the news that has to deal with Scottie Pippen, especially, like I said, with, you know, his ex-wife and whatnot. It's just not worth it to me. And it doesn't make you look good. Like, to me, this is like the equivalent, the definition of going out sad. One of the greatest NBA players of all time, top 50, top 100, wherever you have him at, you know, teach his own, but it's just not a good look. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, he was a horrible player before you got there. 37 points a game ain't horrible, bro. I don't care how much of winning it didn't equate to. A scoring title when you're 23 is not a horrible player. He had to learn how to be a better teammate, but you know how many great teams there were at that time, at that young age that he was? He had to go through those learning pains, those processes to understand, like, this is what it takes to win. And once he figured it out, he never lost when it got to the most important parts. Never got to a game 7. Like I said, the horrible teammate part, sure. And he said it before The Last Dance came out that, you know, he was afraid that it was going to make him look a certain way. Because, look, in the heat of those games and those practices, certain people just have a different edge in them. So while LeBron was willing to have high fives and handshakes with all his teammates, Mike was looking at you like he was going to kill you. Like, yo, this is the same guy that was sitting in the locker room with the baseball bat, the cigar, making up stories to hype himself up so he can go out there and kill it on the floor, drop 55. It's just a different type of mentality. And maybe you didn't like the way he treated you during that process. There's also a lot of evidence that you wasn't giving it your all. Like I said, I wasn't in the locker room, so I can't speak to all of it. But watching the documentary, even Dennis Rodman was saying, like, yeah, Scottie was saying he was hurt. Phil Jackson even said it. Scottie was saying he was hurt. So that let me know that you've probably told them. It's like calling out of work. If you constantly say, like, oh, I got in a car accident or something happened to my family, they'll take it with a grain of salt. All right, you called out, and eventually they'll fire you. They'll be like, oh, well, he said that his mom was sick. He said that he didn't feel good, but he says that at least once a month or twice a month. Ironically, around holidays or the weekends, or a shift that he doesn't want to work. So it's just like, man, guys, call your brothers, man. And two, like, if you got any type of issue with them, publicly bashing them, I just learned and just watching and sitting back from certain, people that I admire, it never ends well. And your public image is tarnished. I mean, his public image already took a hit with the Larsa Pippen situation. So why do this? And then it's like, yo, look, if you said a horrible teammate and you just left it at that, like I said, that's to each his own. I can't tell you what a great teammate is, because there's people that don't like LeBron's way of being a teammate or Magic's way. So everybody's different with that aspect. But to come out and just randomly say he was a horrible player, come on, Scottie. Come on, Scottie. Like, come on, bro. What are we talking about, man? And it's just like every single year there's something that he will say about this man. Just when you think it's died down, Scottie would pick it right back up. And it to me, like I said, it just doesn't make any sense. So, all right, guys, that's my take from it, man. What did y'all learn from it? What did y'all think about the whole Scottie Pippen situation, Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan situation? Michael's really yet to respond, and to me, that's how I would handle it. I just take it with a grain of salt, like, all right, well, I can't bang with you anymore. So, I mean, you're pretty much dead to me. That's how I would feel if I'm Mike. Like, you dead to me, bro. Ain't nothing you can say, talk about, do. And look, that's probably why my son's banging your ex-wife right now. Oh, well. You watched him grow up in diapers, and he's doing what he's doing. Whether I agree with that or not, yeah, I'm saying, I don't know, man. It's weird. It's just really strange. But I would have handled it the way Mike did. Continue to get my money up. Work on the next Jordan release. They had the Air movie come out. He had the documentary. Mike is just living his life. He's dating a new white girl at least every year. You know what I'm saying? Like a young hot model or something. It's just like, Scottie, just don't look good, man. Just let it go. Just let it go, bro. Let it go. Like, you one of the greatest of all time, and people are looking at you sideways now. Whether it's right or wrong, it, like I said, man, it might be just time to just let this one ride, bro. So that's just my 2 cents on it, guys. I appreciate y'all watching the video. If you like this video, leave a like, leave a dislike. If you didn't, whatever, right? Comment down below what you thought about this. Comment down below how you probably handle the situation. Comment down below what you think about I should post about the next video, and how you like about where the channel's going. Hit the notification bell so you never miss out on me dropping a video, guys. I appreciate y'all, man. Peace.